I returned from my business trip, and when I stepped into the house, I found my entire family waiting for me. My son spoke. Mom, your time is up. Dad's happier with her now. I left in utter silence and made their lives into a living hell. Can you imagine the gut punch of hearing your own son look you in the eye and say, Mom, you're not in charge of this family anymore. Aunt Jessica is. That's how my life ended, and a terrifying new one began. I'm Eleanor. And this is the story of how my family betrayed me, how my husband tried to erase me, and how I came back to burn it all down. It was a sharp, biting cold coming off the Hudson River that night. The kind that seeps into your bones. I just landed at JFK after 3 brutal days in Chicago, pulling off a miracle deal my husband, Mark, had almost sabotaged with his sheer arrogance. I was beyond exhausted. My eyes burned, my shoulders ached, and all I craved was a hot shower, a glass of Cabernet, and the familiar comfort of my home. I couldn't wait to tell Mark I'd fixed his mess, that the Sterling Fuentes real estate empire, the one we'd built over 22 years, was safe for another quarter. I pulled into the driveway of our Greenwich home. The living room lights were on, glowing a little too brightly against the dark, frost-covered lawn. It was strange. Usually, the house was quiet by 10 p.m. Mark would be in his study, and our son, Jake, would be off with friends or glued to a game. I opened the front door, dropping my keys into the bowl. The silence that greeted me wasn't peaceful. It was thick, charged, like the air before a storm. Hello, I called out, hanging up my coat. Mark? Jake? I'm home. Then, a voice drifted from the living room. My mother's voice. My stomach clenched. Mom, Carol, lived 40 minutes away. What was she doing here on a Tuesday night? A sudden, chilling panic seized me. Had something happened to my sister Jessica? Was someone sick? I rushed towards the living room, my heart hammering against my ribs. But it wasn't a medical emergency. No, it was a tribunal. They were all there, perfectly arranged on the designer leather couch I'd chosen myself last Christmas. Mark, my handsome, charming husband, sat in the center. Impeccably dressed, but he wouldn't meet my eyes. To his left, my mother, Carol, her posture rigid, hands clasped tightly. To his right, Jessica, my younger sister. And in the armchair next to them, my son, Jake. The atmosphere was suffocating. No one was crying. No one looked sad. They looked resolute. What's going on? I asked, my breath catching. Is everyone okay, Mom? I took a step forward, but Jake stood up. He didn't come to hug me. He planted himself like a security guard, blocking a door. He looked at me with eyes devoid of the warmth I had nurtured for 2 decades. Mom, sit down, Jake said. His voice was cold, deeper than I remembered, stripped of all affection. You need to listen, and you need to not make a scene. Jake, you're scaring me. What is this? You need to accept a new reality, he continued, reciting words that sounded rehearsed. You're not in charge of this family anymore. My head snapped to Mark. Mark, why aren't you saying full story on the channel? Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.